Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. So guys, Terence Crawford obviously has opened interest in fighting Jermell Charlo. And Jermell Charlo is also interested in fighting Terence Crawford. He's open to that fight. And you know what the crazy thing is? That'd be a hell of a run for Charlo if he fights Canelo and then goes and fights Crawford. But I think at this point in Charlo's career, it's all about a big fight. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if he does fight Canelo, loses, and then fights Crawford right away. Because at this point, Charlo's already lost. It's not like if he was to lose to Canelo, he's already lost before. So you know, Charlo hasn't got like he's got an undefeated record. Charlo just wants the big fights now. And really at 154, there's no big fights out there for him. And even the only thing is that fight then won't be an undisputed fight between him and Crawford. But I wouldn't be like, I think Tszyu's already been, I think he's been upgraded to a world champion. So, and this is after the Canelo fight. So Jermell can still go into the Canelo fight as undisputed. But you know what? The crazy thing is that Tszyu, like Crawford, could potentially fight Tszyu. Like if he beats Spence in the rematch, if Spence is gonna want that. Crawford could fight Tszyu, beat him, and then fight Charlo. And even if Charlo happens first, Crawford could fight Tszyu after and become undisputed. Really, there's no one at 154 that's beating Crawford, in my opinion. I don't think there's. I think the only guy that potentially could is Charlo. If he beats Charlo, then effectively you could say he's already become undisputed in his third weight class, which would be phenomenal, by the way. I mean, to become undisputed in 2 weight classes is something. To become undisputed in 3 weight classes, oh my goodness, that would be ridiculous. And to be honest, I think the next person I think Inoue would have a very good chance of doing that, because I definitely think Inoue could become undisputed at 126. So Inoue became undisputed, I believe, at 118, right? And then 122, and then 126. I don't know why he didn't, like, obviously Inoue fought in weight classes below that as well. So why he didn't come undisputed in the, he could have, potentially Inoue could have already been a 3-weight undisputed champion. But clearly for some reason he didn't become undisputed in the weight class below. So yeah, I think Inoue could potentially become undisputed at 126, and I think Crawford. I think 130 for Inoue might be a lot more difficult. I think that would be tough. Imagine becoming undisputed in 4 weight classes. Oh my God, that's crazy. But yeah, I think Inoue is going to become undisputed in 3 weight classes. And I think Crawford can, if he has the desire to. Crawford might not have the desire to. He's already talking about, you know, he's old and he's, you know, so Crawford might not have the desire. Inoue is obviously only 30, so he's still a lot younger. Crawford's a lot older. So Crawford might not have that desire really to become undisputed and fight on. Depending, like, if he can get it in 1 fight, then he obviously makes sense. But it doesn't look like it is now, because I think he'd have to fight maybe 1 or maybe at least 2 fights, which again is not out of his reach. But if he's got to fight Spence again, then Charlo, then if he has to fight again, that's 3 fights. And Crawford doesn't fight that regular anyway. He's very inactive. He doesn't fight on a regular basis. You know, Crawford's 3 fights is like 3 fights in 3 years. You know, so you know it's one of them. But yeah, like Crawford Charlo would be a good fight. I think that would be a proper fight, really good fight, and I think the winner then could potentially go on to, you know, have a fight for the undisputed. But Charlo's already been undisputed, so he wouldn't have much. He wouldn't have, you know, much desire. Some people think Charlo's not even going to come back to 154, because he fights at 168. Is he going to come back down? But he is open to fighting Crawford, so I'd like to think for that fight, because at 160 there's no fight for Charlo really. There's Golovkin, but we don't know what Golovkin's doing. So I don't know what's going on. So with Golovkin, so let's see what happens. I would love to see Charlo v Crawford. But yeah, leave your thoughts. Let me know, guys, what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.